So tonight's practice will be around extension of the spine. So we really want to create space in our spine, space in our tummy, space for our organs, and it's a real focus on using the breath to create space. So the focus is in inhaling, which is opening and lifting the chest, and then exhaling is drawing the tummy in and maintaining, using that exhale to draw the tummy in and maintain the length that you created in the inhale. So we're going to start by just taking a few simple cat postures and then moving on to combined cat with downward facing dog. So coming into your cat position, so hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And starting with your Ujjayi breath, just taking a nice inhale as we drop through the shoulders, drop through the spine and lift the chest. And then as we exhale, tuck the tailbone, taking your hips to heels. Drop the head towards the mat. Inhaling, up cat, so lifting through the spine, chest facing forwards. Exhale, draw the tummy in as we fold the hips back to the heels. Okay, one more round in your own time. And this time we're going to go in from the up cat. We're going to tuck our toes and we're going to push back into downward facing dog. We're going to stay in downward dog for maybe like one breath. So here, feel that extension through the spine. So inhale, you're concentrating on really lengthening through the spine. Don't overextend the shoulders though, just feel there's lengthening happening. Tailbone is moving away, legs are straightening. And then as we exhale, dropping the knees to the mat, coming up into our up cat. And then exhale, so untuck the toes, exhale, take the hips back to your heels. 2 more rounds. Inhale into your up cat. Exhale, tuck toes, take the hips back, push through the fingers. Don't overextend through the shoulders. And just feel that there's some length happening in that spine. So we want that extension. Exhale, drop the knees. Inhale into your up cat. Exhale into down cat. And then one more round. Inhale, up cat, exhale, downward dog. Stay for one breath. So on that inhale, feel like you can flatten the upper back. And then exhale, draw the tummy in. Inhale, dropping the knees. Exhale, taking the hips all the way back. And just rest for a moment in child's pose. And then when you're ready, you're going to come down onto your tummy. And we're going to take a couple of rounds of cobra. Actually, it's going to be Ardha Shalabhasana. So that is a cobra with the added movement of the leg coming up. So when we do this, we want to think more about extension of the spine than height. So as we come up, we feel like we're extending first and then we come up. And emphasize the chest over the leg. So even if the leg just comes off slightly, that's fine, or you can even just leave the leg on the mat. So we're going to do 3 rounds on each side, so 6 rounds in total, alternating legs. You choose if you want to include the legs or not. If you find that sometimes it's a bit uncomfortable if we've got, for women, if we're big bosoms, so you can get a nice blanket, quite a large blanket, fold it up, and then just lay it under your tummy, and then hopefully that will raise you up a little bit and give you support so you can then get a nice lift in your cobra. Otherwise, what happens is you end up just there's no movement in the back. The back muscles are not engaged because you're already in that kind of cobra position without having to do anything. Okay, so let's begin. Coming down onto your tummy, forehead on the floor, feet flat on the mat. Your hands are just underneath your shoulders. And then when you're ready, inhaling. So remember, inhale is for extension. Lift one leg if you want to, and then exhale, draw the tummy in as we lower the head and the foot. Relax the body. Inhale, moving on to the other side. Inhale, extension, lift. Exhale, draw tummy in to lower. Okay, let's go again. 2 more rounds on each side. Really feel like the shoulder blades are working towards each other, and feel like there's some extension happening. And that exhale is just supporting the extension. Last round. Making sure that you're emphasizing chest height over leg height, and chest always comes up first. Good. And then just rest for a minute here with your forehead on the mat. And then when you're ready, you can roll over and lay on your back. We're going to take upward raised legs. So take your knees in over your tummy. And here when we inhale, I want you to imagine that you're pushing, well not imagine, I want you to do it best you can, pushing your lower back and your pelvis down to the mat. That's on the inhale. And then on the exhale, we know what we're doing here, we're pulling in and up with the tummy muscles. Okay, so we're going to have our hands behind our knees. And when we're ready, inhaling, lifting the legs and flexing the feet. Exhale to lower. Let's go again. Really making sure that you're pushing that lower back into the floor as you inhale to raise the legs. Exhale. Draw the tummy in as you lower the legs down. Again. Two more rounds. We can feel our whole back in contact with the mat on that inhale. Beautiful. And then you're going to drop both legs to the mat. Good. Let's take a moment there. And then we're going to take our arms out by our sides, shoulder height, palms facing downwards. You can choose to stay here and drop your knees either side into a nice twist, or if you want to, you can take your knees over your tummy and you can twist with your knees over your tummy. So let's go, we're going to do 6 rounds on each side. So before we move, we inhale, again pushing the lower back into the floor as we breathe in, and then as we exhale, pull the tummy in and drop the knees to the side. Inhale, center. Exhale, moving on to the opposite side. If you want to include the head, rotating the head, then feel free to do that. Just rotating the head in the opposite direction. So keep going. We're going to do around 6 on each side. We've already done 1. Making sure that your shoulders, both shoulders, stay flat on the mat best you can as you go into the twist. And you can even close the eyes to go a bit more inwards. One more on each side. Still making sure you're drawing your tummy in on that exhale. Good. Coming back to centre, dropping feet to the mat, hands by your sides, and then coming up into a seated position. So you can just roll up or roll onto one side and push yourself up, but whatever suits you best. So we're going to take a classic extension posture, which is Maha Mudra. But we're going to go from Janu Shashasana to Maha Mudra. Okay, so you're going to bring you're going to place your solar foot on the inside of your thigh if that's comfortable. If it's not, then you can just have it out to the sides. You can keep this leg straight or slightly bent, depending on what suits you best. Okay, so I'll just show you quickly what we're going to do. So you're going to inhale, raise your arms all the way overhead, and then you're going to exhale, fold over that leg, taking your nose towards your knee. Then on the inhale, you're going to try to lengthen through the spine. You're going to straighten that leg, try as best you can to straighten the spine, placing the hands the same side as the straightened leg on your foot, and then the opposite hand on top of that hand. There's a slight twist going on in your spine here, but the main emphasis is the extension. So then you're going to stay here, have the chin tucked in as best you can, and you're going to stay here and you're going to breathe. So you'll feel a nice stretch through the leg, maybe. I do, but maybe you're flexible and you won't feel anything as much. But the emphasis that I really want you to focus on is trying to get that back as flat as you can. So we're lifting through the spine, trying to straighten the spine, but also flatten the upper back. And then on the exhale, really drawing that tummy in. So we kind of keep, even though we're in this posture and it's static, we are moving because we're using the breath to direct, micro movements and focus in the spine, okay? So once we've done that, we'll stay there for 2 or 3 breaths. Then you'll exhale back into your Janu Shashasana, and then you'll come up. Exhale to lower the arms, okay? So we'll do it twice on each side. So prepare yourself, come into a comfortable seated position. Your leg is nice and bent if you're comfortable there. And then when you're ready, you're going to inhale, take your arms all the way overhead. And then exhale as you come over, down, taking your nose towards your knee. Inhaling, flattening your back, right hand to right foot, left hand on top. Chin is tucked in. We're going to stay for 3 rounds of breath. So we're going to inhale, flatten the upper back. Exhale, draw the tummy in. Inhale, extend that spine and flatten the back. Exhale to draw the tummy in. One more breath. And then on your next exhale, you're going to forward bend into Janu Shasana. Inhale to come all the way back up again. Exhale to lower the arms. So hopefully you've got a bit more of a feel for that now that you've done it. Just to be mindful that if you are hypermobile or if you're hypermobile, or even if you're not, sometimes you can overstretch and overwork the sacrum. So just to be mindful that you're not kind of going too far into it, and it's more about the extension. So you can always have, I was going to say the leg bent, but no, just be mindful that you're not overstretching because that can be a problem. Okay, let's go again. Obviously, we do want to stretch, but you need to there's a balance. Okay, so inhale, take the arms all the way overhead. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, straighten the spine, right hand to right foot, left hand on top. Chin is tucked in. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, pull tummy in. 2 more rounds. Folding forward on your next exhale. And then coming all the way up on an inhale. Exhale to lower the arms. Good. And then you're going to switch sides. Okay, let's go again. Inhale, take arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Left hand on left foot, right hand on right foot. Inhale, flatten up the back. Exhale, draw tummy in. Let's go again. Inhaling. Exhale to draw the tummy in. Really pulling in and up as you exhale, engaging all of those beautiful internal muscles that give you that support to keep you nice and extended and upright. One more round. And on your next exhale, you're going to forward fold. Hands come to either side of the leg as you exhale into your forward fold, Janu Shasana. And then inhale, take the arms all the way overhead. Exhale to lower the arms. Beautiful. Okay, let's go one more time. Inhale, raise arms. Exhale, forward fold. Left hand to left foot, right hand on top of left. Inhale, flatten back. Chin is in. Exhale, draw the tummy in. Inhale, flatten back, extend the spine. It's almost like you get a beautiful lift as you inhale. Exhale, maintain the lift by drawing the tummy in. And again. On the next exhale, forward fold. Nose towards knee. And then inhale as you come all the way up. Exhale to lower the arms. Good. Okay. So we're going to take Baddha Konasana. So we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. Okay, and you're going to wiggle your hips towards your feet until you're in a comfortable position. You're going to hold onto your feet. If you want to, you can use your 2 fingers to hold your big toes if that's more comfortable for you, or you can just hold your feet. And again, we're going to stay here and we're going to focus on that same technique of inhaling, extending and flattening the upper back, and then exhaling, drawing the tummy in. And as we do that, you can just gently push the legs with your elbows if you wish to, but the main focus is the extension. Again, if you're hypermobile, this might be super easy, or you might overextend. So just be mindful that, you know, maybe just instead of the hips, just focus on the extension of the spine. So when we're ready, we're going to inhale. And then exhale, draw the tummy in. Going again, inhaling, extending. Exhale, draw tummy in. 4 more breaths, working in your own time. Last round of breath. And then just gently releasing the feet, help the knees come back together, and have a little rest on your mat, lying down. Just let the back settle for a moment. Make sure your chin is tucked in, because we always want that neck nice and long, the back of the neck. And then just to finish the practice, we're just going to take 3 rounds of bridge pose, Tripada Pitam. So as you inhale, you're going to push the hips up, and then exhale to lower the hips. My thighs feel really stiff. So it's tricky for me today to do this. So just noticing where you are. 1 more round. Just let the back settle into the mat, the lower back especially. If you feel like you really do need to counter posture, you can take your knees in over your tummy and do what you need to do just to balance out the back so it feels okay. If you feel that you don't need to do that, then just rest for a moment with your feet on the floor. Just let the body settle. We're not going to stay here much longer because I want to transition into some breath work and a short meditation. So when you're ready, you're going to roll over onto your side and you're going to come up to a seated position. I'm going to grab my cushion. If you want to grab a cushion or a block or something, feel free. Does help for sitting, makes it more comfortable. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of breath work, followed by a short meditation. So for the breath work, we're simply going to use Ujjayi breath, and we're going to focus on the extension again. So inhaling, feel like you're really lengthening through the spine, the upper back flattens. Obviously the chest is going to expand. And then on that exhale, I want you to feel like you can start the exhalation from the pelvic floor region. And as you exhale, there's a contraction up the front of the body, okay? And that will maintain, so the contraction is like a support to maintain the extension, the length that we gained in the inhale. So that is the focus. It's like a one-pointed focus, ekagrata in yoga. So one-pointed focus, which is we're focusing on the breath and that movement. So just have the hands on your knees. You can have the arms straight, so don't have them bent. So this is going to be like a little support for you as well to get that nice straight spine. Have the eyes closed. The chin is tucked in, so we were engaging Jalandhara Bandha. And then let's begin with our Ujjayi breathing. Just take 1 or 2 breaths to begin with. Just nice soft Ujjayi breath. No, no pressure to do anything at the minute. And then whenever you feel ready, I want you to begin with that extension. Extension on an inhale, contraction on exhale. So we're finding space within the body. And creating space within the body, should I say. But we're also creating a foundation for the space to exist. Your focus is 100% on your breath and that internal movement of extension and support. Chest expands, back of the upper back flattens. Exhale, contraction from the pelvic floor up the front of the body. And just taking one, finishing the round that you're on, and then taking one more round. And then just begin to soften the Ujjayi breath, soften the posture. Moving into more of a meditation posture, so the arms now can have a slight bending them. You may even have the hands supported one on top of the other in the lap, palms up. Just come into a posture, whatever is comfortable for you. We're not so extended in the spine, we're still extended, but there's not kind of that extreme extension. It's soft, everything softens as we move into meditation. But we're going to keep the ekagraha, the one-pointedness. The Ujjayi breath just fades away and we move into our normal natural breath. We'll place our focus on the nostrils. And as you do that, you may notice the cooling air as it enters the body through the nose. And then how the air is slightly warmer as it leaves the nostrils. See if you can stay just focusing on the nostrils for a few minutes. If any noises arise in where you are, then just acknowledge, name it, return attention to nostrils. Thoughts may arise, and that's okay too. We're not trying to stop or resist anything. We just label it, oh, there's a thought, and let it pass. We don't have to follow it. And you might be happy just to keep your awareness at your nostrils, and if that's the case, great. If you want to shift awareness, you can move it to a different part of the body. So it could be your tummy area, the rise and the fall as you breathe in and out, or it could be your heart center. So just have a look and see where you're kind of drawn. And then just sit with your awareness in that space in the body. Focusing on whichever part of the body you've decided to place your awareness. It's like building a muscle. Focus is, if we don't use it, then it can become more difficult to use when we need it in times of, for example, meditation. But the more we can practice focusing, the more we can place it on just one thing, the stronger that muscle becomes, and we're really able to tune into whatever it is that we want to tune into. And that is much more powerful than being scattered and drawn all over the place, distracted by lots of different things. The yogis work to cultivate that one-pointedness. They spent a lot of time training that muscle so they could have that focus. So just be compassionate with yourself. If you find that you are being drawn away, just gently bring yourself back and just know that it is a case of just practicing. And then we're just going to gently start to wiggle our fingers. And maybe take a few deeper breaths. And then whenever you feel ready to, we're gonna gently blink the eyes open, but there's no rush to do that. Okay, great.